Hey everyone, my name is Wedge. Conspiracy Take the Crown release weekend is here, which means that we have a ton of information for you. Over the next few days, we'll be talking about the rest of the ridiculous cards in the set not individually spoiled last week. I'll be giving you draft advice if you ever decide to draft the set yourself, and we'll break down a ton of important information about the set itself, including valuable and impactful reprints, new cards that could see Legacy, Vintage, and Commander play, and a lot more. So sit back, relax, and get ready to have more conspiracy information thrown in your face than you can handle. Enjoy. In this video, we're going to barrel through the rest of Conspiracy that wasn't spoiled individually, talking about impactful rares, mythics, and uncommons. If a card was spoiled individually, it's covered in a previous video. We'll begin this video with Hymn of the Wilds, a conspiracy card. The first creature spell you cast each turn costs 1 less to cast. You can't cast instant or sorcery spells. This right here. This type of card is why the set's so great. Hymn of the Wilds represents everything that's awesome about this limited environment. Wizards of the Coast is giving us a set where you can actually draft all permanents and it's still viable. Getting your first creature each turn at a discount is pretty nice, and it isn't so bad that you can't cast instant or sorcery spells, especially since you still get enchantments, artifacts. Could be worse. The only downside is getting a card like this pack 3. That would be super sad, but if you're already in green and your spells aren't that great, go nuts, live the dream. Cards like this are the best. Ghostly Prison is back. I repeat, we have a reprint of a stupidly overpriced uncommon card. Rejoice everyone. Best part, they didn't rare shift it. I won't lie, I was expecting that, which is kind of messed up when you think about it, but I digress. Hitting $15 easily, Ghostly Prison, while being printed multiple times at uncommon, mind you, is a mainstay in some modern strategies, but it's real home Commander. Thousands upon thousands of decks run this super annoying enchantment, Angus Mackenzie included, so I really shouldn't be talking, but again, I digress. We'll talk about this more in future videos, but Ghostly Prison is in everything, from Aloro to Zur, and from Daxos to Zedru, the card's everywhere. And while it was printed multiple times, the demand was always too much. It's good to see this coming back, and not at rare. Thank you, Wizards. Thank you. Show and Tell is... Wait, Show and Tell? Like, that Show and Tell? Someone pinch... Are you serious? This is really what's going on right now. The set just got a sick infusion of value. For those who don't know, Show and Tell is an incredibly valuable Eternal card. We're talking north of $50 easily. And they're using the Judge promo art. I'm gonna need a ventilator. That can't be real. Wow. I really just don't understand how we could even look at Eternal Masters and care. Conspiracy Take the Crown, doing the job Eternal Masters set out to do, but even better and at $4 a pack. It's the more you know. Stunt Double is 4 mana for a 0/0 shapeshifter with flash. You may have it under the battlefield as a copy of any creature on the battlefield. Wait, what? Really, Wizards R&D? This is what you thought clone needed? Flash? Really? I mean, sure, we've had weird pseudo-flash clones like Cackling Counterpart, Supplant Form, stuff like that, but nothing this straightforward. Talk about strict upgrades. You've got to be kidding me. Stunt Double is incredibly powerful, especially in a multiplayer game. Clone with flash? Really? Just wow. Garbage Fire is 3 mana for an instant. Reveal it as you draft it and note how many cards you've drafted this round, including Garbage Fire. Garbage Fire deals damage to target creature equal to the highest number you noted for cards named Garbage Fire. So basically, you don't want to take this card until like 4th or 5th at least. 3 mana, instant speed, you want to get at least 4 or 5 damage from that. Beyond that, I feel like this is the most important thing about this card. It's called Garbage Fire. That's what it's called. Garbage Fire. That's awesome. Subterranean Tremors is X and 1 red for a sorcery. It deals X damage to each creature without flying. If X is 4 or more, destroy all artifacts. If X is 8 or more, put an 8/8 lizard token onto the battlefield. I shouldn't have to tell you this, but the Tremors is crazy. If you pay 5 mana, you get to deal 4 damage to everything without flying and you destroy all artifacts. It's devastating. Look at a card like Vandal Blast or Shatterstorm. You're adding a huge pyroclasm to that for so little mana. If you can cast this for its destroy all artifacts cost, you're getting serious value. I will say with all this political hubbub going on, I think it's nice that we can take a moment and really appreciate a giant lizard coming out of the ground and destroying everything. It's bringing families together. Berserk is back. What? Are you kidding me? You know what? It took all week to make this video because I honestly couldn't come to terms with this. For those who don't know, this card is bonkers. 1 green mana for an instant, cast it only before the combat damage step. Target creature gains trample and gets +X/+0 until end of turn, where X is its power. At the beginning of the next end step, destroy that creature if it attacked this turn. I don't know who decided this. I have no idea who made the decision to put Berserk in Conspiracy, but whoever you are, you're amazing. This is a $90 card. $90. Seeing play mainly in Legacy, in fact, Berserk has been around since friggin' Alpha. One of the most iconic green pump spells ever. Reprinting this is totally out of left field, but I cannot explain how valuable of a reprint this really is. Clearly the rarest card in the set now by far. Berserk really brings the value of the set to a whole other level, not that it needed it. This is unreal. You can bet we'll be talking more about this card in a future video. Just holy crap. Birds of Paradise is getting a reprint, and that is fantastic. It's about time. Sure, the card has been printed a million times, but it doesn't matter. Birds of Paradise is still so widely used that the price was creeping up again. Hugely popular in a ton of modern strategies, Birds of Paradise is one of the best mana dorks of all time, hands down. The thing's amazing. Reprinting it now, great choice, can never have too many birds. Selvala, Heart of the Wilds is one of anything and 2 green for a 2/3 legendary creature Elf Scout. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield, its controller may draw a card if its power is greater than each other creature's power. You can also pay 1 green and tap her to add X mana in any combination of colors to your mana pool, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. Okay, back up. Selvala has taken a crazy turn since original Conspiracy. Becoming mono green, giving everyone in the world cards, and then giving you more mana than you could possibly use. Well, that last part isn't true, but the lots of mana is. Selvala might as well be called Selvala, Commander of Giant Fatties. That's what she is. Even without going into strategy at all, you draw when something huge hits the battlefield, as long as it's bigger than everything else. And then you get a giant mana production engine out of her for seemingly no real effort. Think about it. You play a mana dork on turn 1, play Selvala on turn 2, turn 3 drop something with 2 to 4 power, use Selvala, add a bunch more mana, cast some more stuff. It's so easy. Now, sure, you don't get to add a bunch of different colors if she's your commander, but who cares? Imagine her an Omnith Locus of Mana. I'll let that sink in for a second. And that's just the beginning. She's a scaling mana dork that draws you cards. Sure, she can draw your opponent's cards too, but I don't care. She's so mana efficient, so good, play her. Selvala Stampede is 4 of anything and 2 green for a sorcery with Council's Dilemma. Starting with you, each player votes for wild or free. Reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a creature card for each wild vote. Put those creature cards onto the battlefield. You may put a permanent card from your hand onto the battlefield for each free vote. Sure, why not? Let's take tooth and nail and just mess with it like crazy. Selvala Stampede is nuts. Let's say your opponent plays this. You, as a player, have to choose whether to let them top deck a free creature onto the battlefield or get a free permanent from their hand onto the battlefield. There's no winning. If they have a hand with a few decent cards, this turns into a giant collected company at sorcery speed. If you decide to go for the top deck, I can't imagine what sort of cards are in there. There is no winning. Selvala Stampede is Jumanji.deck. I will never be happy with my choice. I guarantee it. This is a brutal card. Amazing. Thorn of the High City is a land card that you can tap to add 1 colorless to your mana pool. You can also pay 4 mana, tap it, and sacrifice it to become the Monarch. Now, it may be crazy, but please hear me out. Am I the only one who thinks this type of land card could see a limited amount of eternal playability? Think about it. You're in a match with someone else, neither of you play creatures, you play the throne, sack it, you become the Monarch, and bam! You're now drawing an extra card at the beginning of your end step. Now, obviously, this isn't some game-breaking tech in any way, but you gotta admit it's kinda cool, especially on a land card. It isn't taking away from how many brainstorm you can run, you know? Just something to think about. Also, it's pretty cool how you have to get rid of the throne to become the Monarch. That flavor. This is just the first of many videos coming over the next few days about Conspiracy Take the Crown. We're going to be covering a lot more, so look out for those. As far as this video is concerned, I'm not sure Conspiracy could have given us any more. The set is chock full of outrageously powerful cards that I never thought would see print in this set, not in a million years. That doesn't even count the new cards. I gotta know what you're thinking. How do you feel about this new set? Are you gonna draft it? You have to, right? I mean, come on, even if you don't, you can get packs so cheap, like so cheap. Ugh, love Conspiracy. Let me know what you're thinking in the comments, I gotta know. As always, subscribe for the latest and most reliable Magic the Gathering information you could ever need. This is the Manosaurus, I'm Wedge. Thanks for watching, we'll see you next time. This video is brought to you in part by TCGplayer.com. Conspiracy's release is here, which means that you can order all you want. It's all there. If you don't have a local game store and want to get the cheapest prices for Conspiracy product online, I've got them right here. Conspiracy boxes somehow are still only $94 each. $94 each. That's crazy cheap for all the value in here. You really can't go wrong with that price, especially if you plan on drafting it with friends. No brainer. Now, if you don't have the funds for a box, but you still want some packs to draft, you can buy those too. $4 each, sometimes a little less, right on TCG Player. Super easy. Click the links if you want anything. Help the channel. Enjoy some Conspiracy.